Good morning, everybody. How are you? It is Tuesday, March 12th, and today is going to be a beautiful day for everyone. This is Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson, and let's get into it. Today, we've got a lot of stuff going on, so stay tuned. Let's get into it. The first thing we have, I know you're probably not ready for this first thing in the morning, but artificial super intelligence could arrive by 2027. So if you're not familiar with AI and AGI and ASI, they are different things. AI is artificial intelligence, and it's good at helping us with most productive work and is better than humans at some productive work. AGI is artificial general intelligence, and it's better than humans at most productive work. And then ASI, or artificial superintelligence, is better than us at almost everything. And so, I think we're very close to AGI. I think maybe ChatGPT or GPT-5 might be kind of a step into AGI. But the fact that experts are calling for artificial superintelligence by 2027, hold on to your hats, everybody. Here we go. This is really cool. Has nothing to do with AI. And as a dance music fan, I cannot be more happy for this. I just did a show. I went to a show on the weekend, and I went to a thing called Laser City, and it was really cool. But everybody's cameras were up in the air, and so there's a new movement, the no filming movement. You know, people are putting tape over the cameras and stuff like this. But in a big club, how do you police that? So there's an ambitious initiative to reclaim the dance floor, because people just always have their phones up in the air, and it takes away from the experience of the event. Like if you ever go to a rave or a party or anything, you'll see this. That's all you see is hands and phones in the air. So the initiative comes from a London-based Covert, who introduced Drop Highlight, a technological solution to reignite the authentic phone-free clubbing experience of yesteryear. Kids today won't really fully realize that when you go to a party, it's okay to not bring your phone. And I think it's a cool initiative, and we'll see how that goes. But I really am positive for that one. This is really cool. AirPods to gain hearing aid mode in iOS 18. So as you know, AirPods are probably the number one earphone in the world, and they're adding a hearing aid mode, which will allow anybody to just use them as a hearing mode. They actually have a thing called, where is it here? One second. They have conversation boost now, but they're actually going after hearing aids. And so they're going after an FDA regulatory approval, which would be any wearable device designed for, offered for the purpose of, or representative aiding persons with or compensating for impaired hearing. So really cool. It's interesting that they're kind of, including, air conduction and bone conduction, which is, typical AirPods, and then the ones that conduct your bone. But this would be a really cool new category of over-the-counter hearing aids. So people that are hard of hearing, ex-DJs, can now use their AirPods as hearing aids. This is interesting. Thomson Reuters has an $8 billion war chest for AI-focused deals. That's really interesting. So their CEO, Steve Hasker, is saying that they have tremendous financial firepower to build their own LLMs and invest in other thing that says we have dry powder around $8 billion as a result of a cash generative ability of our existing business, a very lightly levered balance sheet, and the sell down of our stake on LSEG, whatever that is. But they're planning to spend more than $100 million investing in its own technology every year to serve customers and legal, tax, and accounting. So stay tuned for Thomson Reuters entering the AI wars. Speaking of AI wars, Midjourney bans Stability AI employees from alleged data scraping. Now, I know it's pretty ironic that if you kind of take a look at Midjourney and Stability and OpenAI scraping the planet for data, and now they're kind of blocking each other from scraping each other's data. So it's one of those things that they had an outage, 24-hour outage in Midjourney, and they're blaming 2 accounts from Stable Diffusion. Now, I am not a big fan of Stable Diffusion and their CEO. I feel there's something shady about that guy, personally. I don't know how to say it. His CEO, Imad Mostaq. Something doesn't feel right about that guy to me, but we'll see how this plays out. They've been battling it out in Twitter here on X. If anyone did this on our team, I'll have to ask. We'll dig. And also, it's not a DDoS attack. So we'll see how that plays out. This is interesting. Speaking of Midjourney, they finally released their consistent character features. So if you've ever tried to make a character on Midjourney, you run into the thing where you're like, oh yes, I like that one. Make that one with, with pink hair, and it won't continue the character. This is really cool. They have a thing called character reference, or --cref, and it'll allow you to make multiple images with the same character. So in this case, you've got, a cartoon version, you've got a different versions of it, photoreal. And how cool is this that you can now take Samuel L. Jackson and carry him through, or, other people as well. So I really like the idea of being able to carry your characters through with this. If you've ever had to make like multiple images with the same character, it just doesn't work on these things. So cref is your way to do it. So yeah, awesome. Speaking of AI, Elon Musk is going to open source Grok. So xAI, which is X's AI, is going to open source Grok this week, they say. So their startup will open source Grok, its chatbot rivaling ChatGPT this week, days after suing OpenAI. So I guess OpenAI was supposed to be open source. Elon Musk left, got pissed that it was for profit, and now is releasing Grok, which I assume is going to be for profit as well, but open source. So we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence about whether we should be open sourcing these very powerful large language models, because there's so many ways they can be used by bad actors. But anyway, they're going to be open sourced. So here we go. This is really cool. Indie VR hit. If you haven't played this, it's super fun. It's called Gorilla Tag. You're in VR and you use your arms. You swing your arms to transport, and you kind of do this, and you actually use your arms to move around. And so Gorilla Tag is a super fun game for everybody, all ages. They've just topped 100,000 user reviews, generating over $26 million in revenue from Gorilla Tag. And if you've played it, it's just a silly, fun game. I mean, the graphics are, nothing to write home about, but it's fun. And I think, VR needs to be fun. This is really neat. If you thought prompt engineer was going to be a job, I've got news for you. It's not going to be a job. In fact, Anthropic is introducing a new prompt generator and their new prompt library. They have a library here for corporate clairvoyant. So all you have to do is type in one sentence prompt, and it'll fill in all the rest for you. Python bug blaster, code consultant, mindfulness mentor. Like, these are kind of, I guess, the equivalent of ChatGPT's GPTs that you can write. And so, the job of the future prompt engineer was very short-lived. This is cool. Think game development is a walk in the park. Check this out. This is how game development it really is. We need doors in the game. I'll put some schedule, put it on the schedule for people. I wrote a doc explaining it. The designer, the concept artist, made some designs of doors. And this is kind of how a game is. A graphic designer designs the door, the art director picks the one, then the animator makes it open and close. Then you have a sound designer who makes it creak when it opens and closes. Then you have an audio engineer who changes the sound of the door closing and opening depending on which way you're facing, so spatial audio. Then you have a composer. Then you have a creative director. And then you have an FX artist putting some sparks in the door. And you realize that just putting a door into a game is not just putting a door into the game. It's really, really a team effort, and it just keeps going and going and going. You've got gameplay programmer, AI programmer, enemies and allies can now know if the door is there or not. Network programmer, do all the players need to see the door open at the same time? You got to understand the complexities of building video games is so complex, and all these people coming together to build just a door. So you can imagine what it's like to build a multi-level game. So anyway, I'll put all the links to these things in my LinkedIn and YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the little bell so it lets you know every morning when we do this. This is interesting and long overdue. Airbnb is banning indoor security cameras inside its listings. Obviously, when I rent an Airbnb, I don't want to be spied on by the owners. They used to have a rule where you could have it in the living rooms and stuff. And so, regardless of their location, prior purpose or prior disclosure. So they're saying outdoor cameras now, you have to disclose where they are, and indoor cameras are completely banned, which makes sense. Our goal was to create new, clear rules and to provide our community with greater clarity about what to expect on Airbnb. Obviously, people don't want to be spied on. So this is a great step in the right direction. Congratulations, Airbnb, for that. Okay, so this is an article I just published this morning, Pixel Streaming versus On-Device or Local Rendering, a comprehensive business guide. I really wanted to kind of dig into why you would use pixel streaming versus on-device rendering. Like pixel streaming would be something like, well, there's lots of options here, but the idea of streaming it from the cloud. So you have a very high-powered device in the cloud, rendering it, and then sending it down as a video stream to any device over the browser. The idea is that you can access these via the browser. And so actually Meta Oculus has made it clear that pixel streaming is not allowed on their platform, but companies like HoloLight are using this for industrial applications. There's a whole article on this. And then we talk about, why on-device rendering versus on-demand. So you have, companies like PureLink doing a web-based thing. Then you have our mall, virtual mall called The Mall, which is on-device. And so if you've ever really wondered what the difference between pixel streaming and on-device, you can go in here. It's a fully comprehensive article on pixel streaming versus on-device rendering. I will put the links in the chat as well. I want to say a huge congratulations to all the 100 Women of the Future. This is volume 2. It's a giant coffee table book. Normal is not something to aspire to. It's something to get away from. And this is a book all dedicated to the women of the future. And they're all women doing incredible things in accelerators, community, legal, fintech, fashion, music, culture, sustainability, VR, AR, AI. And so I am super excited to show you guys all of this. And one thing that I would really just love to show quick is this. My wife is on page 198 and 199. Congratulations, Julie, for being one of the top women of the future. I couldn't be more proud of you. And amazing. If you want to follow me, you can go to my Linktree, Linktree/Alan Smithson. All my links are there. Thank you so much. This has been Daily Tech News. I hope you have a wonderful day and make it an awesome one today. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.